an extensive amateur background.
Doug Fisher, we're live now.
What's up?
What do you got on? What do you got on it? You got the Golden Boy.
Got to represent the comic books.
Well, let's look at your jacket first.
Wakanda forever, everybody.
Okay, you're wearing the Triple G logo.
Oh no, but I got to represent.
And you got Canelo. Okay,
got to represent September 15th. This is from that I Am Boxing movie.
Okay.
That came out before the first fight.
Okay.
Right. So.
Right.
1 year ago.
Triple
Can you
G
believe
promotion should be on this side here. I'm gonna have to talk to.
Oh yeah.
Talk to Oscar about that.
Yeah.
That
Golden Boy
was a
Media
cool
and Entertainment. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
and you got the HBO hat on.
That's true because Superfly 3 is September 8th. It's next Saturday.
And then
I'm hyped.
It's matching the Black Panther shirt that you got on.
Of course.
So what's
and
what's
even
coming
these,
up?
I'm giving a shout out. This is old school right here. Wait, let me see if it shows up.
What do you got?
Showtime.
What do you got? Oh,
You see
Showtime.
that?
Oh, yeah.
You see the
So you got
Showtime right
everything.
there, man? Yeah.
You got the Showtime.
Showtime
sweats.
just signed a
And
3-year
the
deal
HBO
with
boxing.
BBC, so they're going to still be working with Al Heyman, and
they're in the
hopefully they
game.
make like some unification fights. That's what I'm hoping.
That would
Like
be
in
good.
the next 3 years, get the junior middleweight titles consolidated and get the welterweight titles consolidated because they have a lot of talent in those two divisions.
You know, you're like a race car driver.
Yeah,
We
right.
got Coach
Exactly.
Dave. Coach Dave is
Yeah.
here. We're still looking for the sponsor for Dave.
No, we have it. We're working it out.
Yeah.
Andre Ward hasn't.
They haven't.
Where's
Yeah.
Andre? Come on, Andre.
Andre has his new
is
clothing line.
Andre's my consultant.
All right.
Okay.
So he's negotiating for you.
Hey, you know what?
Okay,
that's
so
not
that's why.
bad. He's
That's
good
right.
with that.
That's right. Andre was out of the ring for like 2 years, so maybe
Yeah.
you might not have a sponsor for like 2 years with your negotiations. So, Doug, what were you going to say? So, Superfly 3.
I was going to give you your props on your,
Superfly
on
3
your
is coming
jump
up
rope,
when?
and before we
Yeah.
went live here, Tom, for 80 seconds, was like prime Roberto Duran on this jump rope.
That's
I
right,
mean, he
minute-
was doing the
minute
crossovers and
Next
and
time
running
we'll
in
film it.
place.
film
Don't
it
expect
next
none of
time.
that from me, people.
Hey, who's better, Miguel Cotto on the rope or Duran?
Duran.
Duran.
Have you
100
ever
times
seen, you
better.
ever seen Cotto?
Cotto's like a metronome. Cotto is just like this.
Not
Straight up.
really.
It never changes.
You mean no special
But
effects?
that's all, yeah, no special
like
effects.
Triple G?
No, but he's incredible.
He basic.
Otorios Boxing did a video of all the jabs that Triple G landed, but you know he can't box. He has no special effects. He's one dimensional.
If you can't box, you don't land your jab.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're being outboxed, you're not out jabbing
So what do we have?
your opponent.
You were
It
going to
doesn't
talk
work that way.
about the upcoming. So what do we have? We have September 8th, next Saturday.
That is Superfly 3.
At the Forum.
And the main event fighters are going to be meeting the public and the media at Azteca Boxing Club later today, correct?
The world famous Aztec. Right.
So that's
where
Juan Francisco Estrada
right.
and Oracuda. What's his
Felipe
first name?
Oracuda.
Felipe Oracuda.
That's right. They're both in town. They both came in yesterday from Mexico. They're going to be here. And who used to train? Who used to do his public workouts
Julio
down there?
Cesar Chavez Sr.
At the Azteca Boxing
Yeah,
Club,
so when
right?
he was fighting for his first world title here in Los Angeles against Mario Martinez, and when he was fighting at the what was then the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, he would train in Bell for about 2 or 3 weeks. Training most of his camp in Mexico, and then he'd switch over to Southern California. And if you go to that gym, Azteca Gym, and you look on the walls, you'll see a lot of old pictures of not only Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., but like Hector Camacho, like prime Hector Camacho, and all these tremendous fighters from the early 80s, early to mid 80s.
Are
Yeah,
they having lunch at the media workout?
I believe
We're
it's gonna be
serving
tacos
serving
there.
beef tacos. That's
Yes.
right. In honor of Canelo and Triple G too. When is that fight coming up?
That's September 15th.
That's a week
It is
later.
upon us.
A week
Yes.
after Superfly 3.
And that's going to be a heck of a fight week in general, but especially in Las Vegas, because September 13, there's an ESPN show, and that's a co-promotion between Golden Boy and Tom here, and you guys have it's Ruslan Mediev taking
That's on ESPN.
He's taking on
against Cano.
Pablo Cesar Cano,
Yeah.
a young
That's right.
veteran, young
That's gonna be
Mexican
a great.
veteran.
That's gonna be a great fight.
So
on
that's
that.
Mexico versus Kazakhstan, the appetizer.
2 days before.
I like
on
that.
the Thursday. And who's the?
And Mediev, he only has 12 fights, right? So this
That's
is a
right.
huge step up.
It's a
This
big
is-
step
This
up.
is a big deal, yeah.
And for all the people watching around the world, who's the Ring Magazine pound for pound
Oh
champion?
yeah, take a drink, everybody. That's Gennady Golovkin,
Just to make sure.
and he's gonna. Hey, and Tom, he's gonna have that belt, right? He's going to have that brand spanking
He's
new
bringing the
Ring
belt,
Magazine
that's right.
pound for pound championship belt.
100%. We're bringing up to fight week. We're going to have all of his championship
And
belts.
hopefully we're going to have one for Cecilia Brecus.
Cecilia Brecos will be at all the
Women's
fans.
pound for pound
This
championship
will be
belt.
a big announcement. All the fans coming to Superfly 3. Cecilia Brecos will be there, meeting the fans, doing publicity with the media, and she'll be there all fight week in Las Vegas. So we're looking forward to
And
her
for
next
members
fight.
of the media, she's a great interview.
And Chocolatito Gonzalez is going to be on the pay-per-view show.
So now Roman, who is still the king, he's
Let me
opening up the
introduce,
HBO pay-per-view broadcast, correct?
Mike Stiles is here. He's what you got, the 360 hat? Those are becoming very popular.
I want one.
Mike designed those. Mike made all the Triple G merchandise. I'm going to turn over the. We have a new producer
Say hello,
today.
Diego.
Hi everybody.
Diego. He's repping.
So now we can talk about where did I cut you off at? We were talking
Well,
about
the opening
the
bout on the HBO pay-per-view broadcast is Roman Gonzalez against Moises Fuentes, which
right.
is, if you're coming off of a year of inactivity, off of a devastating knockout loss, that rematch to Sri Sukesor Rungvisai, and your preceding bout before that knockout loss was the fight of the year, very grueling fight. Facing Fuentes. Oh no! I thought Chocolatito won. Most of the media did, but it was a hard.
It was a tough fight.
Hard
Tough
fought,
12-round
hotly
fight.
contested championship distance fight.
Leading contender.
And this is the fourth weight class that Chocolatito has been in. He had like a 9-year championship run. So a lot of people say, hey, the future Hall of Famer from Nicaragua hit the wall, and then the bubble burst, right? So what does he have left? It's Fuentes is going to ask those questions. So that's a very interesting matchup.
Fuentes, world-class fighter, challenged for world titles before.
Yeah, he was world class. Yeah, he was a top fighter. So this is like Chocolatito's not coming back against a soft opponent. That's what I'm saying. And all the matchups of the pay-per-view undercard bouts are geared towards action because we have the middleweights. We've got David Lemieux and Gary Spike Sullivan.
That's right.
That's
one former opponent of Triple G.
Yeah.
The first, we have to give props to David Lemieux, the only champion. I read this article that Dan Raphael, it was yesterday. Dave, you're good with the dates. Yesterday was 6 years to the day for Triple G's HBO debut against Proxa. And Dan Raphael wrote an article about Sergio Martinez and Peter Quillen and Chavez Jr. and Felix Sturm, and he said, and we're not sure who's going to fight Triple G and Triple G might be the best out of all of them. And none of them fought Triple G.
None of them stepped
up. None of
up.
them wanted to be in the ring with Triple G.
None of them stepped up.
Well, that's why we give props to David Lemieux.
Yeah.
He was the only
25
champion,
years old, and he had just won the IBF
the
title.
only champion that was willing to get in the ring with them. And what happened? Was there any special effects that night, or was he one-dimensional?
Listen, I thought it was that was arguably his peak performance.
That was a master,
technically
master
speaking,
class.
technically speaking, he was almost perfect.
But he's motivated and he's very ready to put a lot of pressure on Canelo now, September 15th. I think
The other undercard bout is Jaime Munguia against
Munguia.
Brandon Cook. Speaking
That's
of
right.
gutsy Canadians, Brandon Cook is going to step in with the Mexican up-and-comer, a potential star from Tijuana.
Jaime Munguia. So we have a former opponent from Triple G with David Lemieux. We had someone who was in discussions for the May 5 date with Spike O'Sullivan. Was almost going to be at that StubHub Center. And Jaime Munguia was also in discussions.
That was supposed to be the fill-in opponent
At the
if
MGM.
it was in Vegas, right? If it was going to remain a pay-per-view card,
So Jaime Munguia has had 2 big wins since then, both on HBO. Now this will be his first time on HBO pay-per-view.
And I think this is Munguia's 5th bout of 2018.
Very active, huge guy.
It's old school.
Huge for a 154-pounder, bigger than Triple G.
Yes.
And I think that he's got a bright future ahead of him with Munguia.
He's lucky they turned him down.
Yeah, it worked out.
You never know. He was 28-0 with 25 knockouts. He was a big puncher. And then we saw, he walked through with Saddam Ali. He beat Liam Smith.
Yep.
Then we had some fights last night. We had Mike's favorite fighter now, besides Triple G.
You like the Rooster,
Macias.
Nico Macias.
The Rooster.
The workhorse.
The Rooster had a big win last night. On,
Punching machine and neon green.
Ryan Garcia had a very close fight, learning experience, right?
Yeah,
for,
and not a
for Ryan
surprise
Garcia.
that he would have some problems with Carlos Morales, because Morales is a tough, tenacious, tricky technician. I think Garcia's lucky that Morales isn't a puncher, but Morales was I believe selected by Golden Boys matchmakers
Just as that step-up fight.
as a step up, but also just to guarantee that Garcia goes some rounds and really figures out where he's at in his professional development. We all know he's got it in terms of moving the needle and getting attention on social media, but he himself needs to know where he needs to improve.
Right.
Whether it's conditioning, whether it's defense, whether it's certain professional wrinkles,
Or
and
experience.
and going 10 rounds and back-to-back fights. So he went the 10-round distance against Jason Velez on May 4th,
Right.
and then last night went the 10-round distance. This is good for him. Like this will aid in his development, but also his maturity.
He was
Because
a huge.
did you see that post-fight interview? He was
Yeah.
pretty toned down.
Yeah, no,
and
he was
gracious.
He realized
actually.
that he was right there,
Yeah.
but he gave respect to the opponent, which is always important.
Right.
When you're a young fighter coming up, it's important for that. I always text with JP just to see what his takes are on the upcoming fights. And
What did the fight goes have to
Garcia he was a 20-1 favorite.
Really?
Yeah, so the odds makers really had him as a big favorite.
Now, did you think that
JP
the
saw-
referee was like sort of protecting Garcia?
I didn't
saw just on my
watch it.
yeah.
I watched the fight, but I didn't watch it that close
Yeah,
to see
same
how
here.
it was. But JP was very upset.
Yes, something pissed him
yesterday
off.
over in South Africa, there was a fight between Machunu and Tommy
Oosthuizen.
Oosthuizen, and he thought Machunu won the fight. Sounds like he probably bet.
He bet on Machunu. I would have bet on Machunu too, because Tommy's a guy who's had a lot of troubles outside of the ring, and he's really a natural super middleweight, so he's coming all the way up to cruiserweight.
Yeah, so JP, his suspicion was that Rodney Berman, who's a friend of mine, already had the fight made because they announced it after the fight between Tommy O and Lorena. What's his name?
Oh yeah. He's a young South African cruiser up and
Right.
comer. I like Lorena.
Lorena's
Yeah,
a
I
good
like
fighter,
him.
Yeah, so he said that they already had that fight made. So
Sure. Yeah.
he was upset about that.
And that's a more popular fight in South America.
So
definitely.
we have what's today? We have at noon. We have Estrada and Oracuda. It's open to the public. We're going to be giving out a pair of tickets to the fans.
Wow.
That come down there.
When
We'll
you
be
say a pair
serving-
of tickets, you're talking to
for
Canelo.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Superfly,
Superfly.
too.
Oh, I was about to say. Wow.
because it's local here.
Bring
so
your
people
ass,
can
everybody.
Come to the
Okay.
forum.
But still, Superfly
Pair
3.
of tickets
That's
to
good. That's hot.
Superfly 3. You'll see the main event fighters down there. We'll be having beef tacos down there. Want to give a shout out to Cynthia Conte. It's her birthday today.
Happy
The
birthday.
lovely Cynthia
Happy
Conte,
birthday,
the
Cynthia.
host of Hollywood Fight Nights.
Let me guess, you're 27,
Maybe 28.
26.
27 and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
But and then breaking news, we're going to announce the next Hollywood Fight Nights. October 30th is going to be our Halloween special show. Tuesday, October 30th. Come down to the Avalon Theater.
Awesome.
Mike, who's headlining the Hollywood Fight Nights?
We've got the return of El Flaco, Sergey Boachuk. You know, Tom likes to call him the king of the ring. He's 10-0 with 10 knockouts, and I don't expect that to stop anytime soon.
That's his new name, the king of the ring. But he's in with a tough fight. I think it's a 2-star fight on box right with
Really?
Sergey Fla- yeah.
So, who is his opponent?
We got it worked out. We got.
Well, how tough is he?
We're
Like,
going to announce the opponent
Okay.
this week, but it's
All right.
it's a good fight.
Is he a guy with more experience than Boachuk?
More experience.
And
It's
known
good
known
step
for
up,
being
yeah.
able to take a shot? Because you got to be tough to fight Boachuk.
It's going to be the main event on Hollywood Fight Nights.
Nice.
We're looking at bringing back a lot of the fighters. AB Lopez had a great performance. Marco
Deckman.
Deckman. Freddie Roach he trains with Freddie Roach at the Wild Card Gym. He brought out a lot of. He's
the
popular
matinee
with the girls.
idol. Yeah, he's like
popular with the girls. So all the
he's
girls
like young
came
David
to-
Hasselhoff.
Girls came to watch him.
Boxing gloves,
That's
man,
right.
basically.
To see him
right?
with his shirt off in the ring.
Yeah. And he knows how to dress, like outside of the ring. He looks like a star.
And the doors open, so we're going to go back to Superfly 3. Doors open at 4 o'clock. The terrace with the Tecate girls opens at 3 o'clock at the Forum. That's next Saturday, September 8th. That's one of your favorite spots, right? Coach, the Forum.
I love the Forum.
You went to a lot of
Because I live
fights
5
there.
minutes away.
I went every week.
Were you part of the Ringsiders
It's
Club?
so convenient.
You know, I wasn't. I just went.
You didn't get that Ringsiders jacket?
Hey, you know what? I should try that.
Just
one
went
of
to,
these days.
that's when
Actually-
Dr. Jerry Buss was having a lot of fights down there.
Who was the matchmaker?
Antonio Curtis.
Tony Curtis. Yeah.
And who else? Mickey
John
Davis.
Jackson?
Mickey Davis.
Oh, Mickey Davies. Okay.
He was involved.
All right.
So I just have one birthday here.
All right.
Okay, I'm just insert it here.
We ended birthdays, but here's a
No, we ended it, but we get one.
You get a bonus birthday.
That's all good.
Okay. Rocky Marciano. His birthday was yesterday.
Yesterday's birthday.
How old would
He
he be?
be. Rocky
September 1.
Marciano. Jeez. Marciano would be in his freaking 90s, wouldn't he? He died at age 43. Imagine that. He was younger than you and I, Tom.
That guy was, the film I've seen on him, just amazing.
Yeah.
Where do you really rank that guy, Doug? Like in
I
all-time
rank him.
great?
I rank him like in the top 10 of all-time great heavyweight champions, but he's not in the top 5. Not in my top 5.
His whole thing was hitting in the arms also.
Yeah. He was pressure and he was volume and he was
Beat up
strength
your arms
and he
so
was
you
all
could
about
punch.
conditioning too. He
Yeah.
could take immense pain
And he was going
punishment.
He was going to make a comeback.
Yeah, might have been a mistake, but who knows? Yeah.
So he died at age 43.
I think so. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what is it? Like, isn't it like 95, 96?
95.
Yeah,
95.
95.
There you
Yeah,
go.
because he was born 1923.
Yeah.
So he was born the year after Ring Magazine was
Doug
started
Fisher was
publishing.
right on the money. 95.
I remember
Again.
watching it on TV when he knocked out Joe Louis.
Is that sad?
It's horrible. Really, it was.
Supposedly he was
So
bawling. He
sad.
was crying in the dressing room afterwards.
it was
That was his idol.
Yeah, he hated to do it.
I got
yeah.
one more birthday.
But he had to
One
do
more.
it.
Okay, we got
Lennox Lewis. His birthday's today.
Lennox Lewis. How
so
old
Cynthia
is he?
Conte shares a birthday with Lennox Lewis.
Wow, I didn't know.
Cynthia, did you know that? Lennox Lewis.
Lewis?
So he's a lot older.
So
than
Lennox fought Vitali, and I think he was older than Vitali. That was in 2003. Vitali Klitschko right now is 47. So I'm gonna
say
guess.
Lewis
I'm
is
gonna guess.
50 or 51.
I'm gonna guess 49.
53.
53.
wow.
He's
He was
an
that
old
much.
man.
He was that much older than
He was
Vitali.
good.
He was great.
He looks
53.
great.
Wow.
He could still fight.
Probably.
A lot of those guys from that era, Lennox, Vitali,
Yeah.
Vladimir,
Yeah.
I wouldn't piss him off.
they would beat 90% of the heavyweights
Yeah. Yeah.
today's era.
Yeah.
Hey, so what does Lennox have to do with Philadelphia? Because he was, last week.
He's just friends with Bryant.
Oh, they
Yeah.
did.
Oh, with Brian Jennings?
Yeah, Brian Jennings. Yeah.
Another former opponent of Vladimir Klitschko's.
Oh no, yeah. Well, the Klitschko's basically fought an entire generation, or they used them as
And their
sparring
sparring-
partners.
and their sparring partners.
Everybody. You
Right.
can't name a standout heavyweight that wasn't a sparring partner.
Deontay Wilder,
for the Klitschko brothers.
sparring partner.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua.
Fury. Tyson Fury was for some camps. Was he not?
Fury came to camp
Okay.
with Emmanuel. They never
Okay.
sparred.
Oh, they never
But
sparred,
he was
okay.
up there and he saw Vladimir training. They
Yeah.
have photos together.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. So the rumors are Fury and Wilder. Let's see if that fight happens.
You think that's still a rumor? I thought it was a done deal.
Well, maybe not a rumor, but they haven't officially announced it.
Well, that's
so-
true too. I wonder
so-
why.
Who do you like in that fight?
You're
Me?
kind of feeling Fury, right?
You know what? If Fury's on his game, he's a very difficult style.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel it's
Fast. Fast hands. He moves around the
He knows
ring.
what he's doing.
Being
Switch
a tall
hits.
guy.
He
Switch
Plays
hits,
with you.
He
Frustrates you.
He can neutralize.
all different angles.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be a tough style. Deontay Wilder has the neutralizer, that big right hand.
The eraser.
But I think Fury is at a different level than what Deontay, besides Ortiz, than what Deontay's been fighting. So it's going to be one of those interesting matchups. But I wouldn't count Fury out for that fight. I think.
Wow.
If you can imagine that he's undefeated. If he beat Vladimir and Wilder, I mean, he would be.
And they
that's
have
Gave
the
me,
big stuff.
yeah. All he would need
But
is
like you
his
said,
AJ.
Wilder's got that eraser. He's got the right hand, so you
Yeah.
never know. Never
And
know.
fast.
That'll be
Yeah.
that'll be a good
Fast.
matchup.
Kinda
Covers
awkward.
a lot of distance.
Yeah, a little bit unorthodox. Yeah, that's. You got any questions, Coach?
I have a few questions.
All right, let me have them. Should be skipping rope too.
And then Ioka, wait, before we go to their questions, then we're going to have also a media training
Is that
at
Wednesday?
Wildcard West
Is that Wednesday?
with Ioka on Wednesday. That's Wednesday of fight week. Ioka is going to be fighting McWilliams Arroyo.
Yeah, and they're both going to be a wild
They're
card
both
West?
going to be there.
Good.
Lulu Houghton, who's fighting for a WBC
Yeah.
atom weight.
Yeah.
You know what weight atom weight is?
Like 102 pounds?
102 pounds.
Yeah, that's the
Hey, what
lightest.
time does that start?
Wildcard West will be at 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock. So the fans can come down there. They can meet. A lot of people are looking forward to meeting Ioka. And,
Yeah,
and
me
the
too.
weigh-in's going to be open to the public. It's going to be at the Sheraton LAX. So everyone making their plans, Coach, you want to see all the fighters for Superfly 3. The weigh-in's open to the public next Friday, the day before the fight, next Friday at LAX Sheraton, Gateway Sheraton. So that starts at 12 o'clock also, right? 12 o'clock.
6102 West Century.
There you go. West Century Boulevard. So Ioka's going to be there.
LA 90045. I lived there for 10 years.
Mick Williams Arroyo's going to be there.
Yeah.
Estrada's going to be there. Orcuda's going to be there. Donnie Nietes. We had 2 events with the Filipino community,
Yeah.
with Nietes and Aston Palicte.
Donnie is in Ring Magazine's pound for pound top 10. He's either number 9 or 10.
He's a legend.
Juan Francisco Estrada is number 1 rated junior bantamweight. McWilliams Arroyo is in the top 5. I think he's maybe number 4. Ioka, before he retired, was number 1 at flyweight.
Right.
He was Ring Magazine's number 1 rated
So
flyweight.
a lot of people wonder like how we put all these top-rated guys. I mean, they're just willing to fight each other.
Yeah.
You know, in the
These
Superfly.
dudes,
That's the
they're-
power of the Superfly series. The fans realize whoever the matchups are, it's gonna be a great fight. I met Orcuda last night for the first time.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Yeah,
I
and he's
think
difficult. He gave Carlos Quadros a tough fight.
Gave Quadros a tough fight,
The
and
Golovkin Jacobs undercard.
And Felipe realizes this is a huge opportunity for him. This is the official eliminator, WBC eliminator. The winner's going to be mandatory for Sister Cat for the WBC. It's on HBO. It's a main event HBO. So there's a huge opportunity for
Hey, Tom, do you take vitamins?
not enough.
No,
I need more vitamins.
No, how do you keep your energy up? You got all this stuff going on. It's like,
We're at the track. We're
No,
going to
it's
be
a-
at the open workout. And,
No, but it's every day, this whole thing. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
You know, but you should package it and sell it. Yeah. I mean, it is. It's amazing.
It's all those beef tacos that I'm eating. You know, it keeps me going. But
So,
then,
I have one more birthday here.
okay.
Shane Mosley
When's his birthday? He just had
on
a
the
birthday.
7th.
September 7th.
Okay. Shane, I'm going to say, is just turned 45.
I'm going to say Shane turned 46.
47.
You're the winner.
Shane's an
47?
old man.
Mike's beating us both.
Good. Shane, you're getting old, man.
Hey,
You're catching up to me.
Shane was at the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. I worked with Shane for I think 4 fights, maybe 5 fights before he won the world title. Then put together his title shot against Phil Holiday, and then like 3 fights after that.
Hey, that was
when he was on
21 years
HBO.
ago.
That was a long time ago. That was
Summer of
that was the
97.
first fight at the Mohegan Sun. They opened up that brand new ballroom at the Mohegan Sun, and it was Mosley versus Philip Holiday.
Yeah.
Another reference to Rodney Berman, because Rodney Berman was working with
Holiday.
Philip Holiday and Cedric Kushner. So that was
That's
Shane's first HBO
So
fight.
Coming
what
out
was
party.
Shane's biggest loss?
What was
Biggest
Shane's
loss
biggest
was
loss?
Vernon Forrest.
Shin Mosley.
Oh, Jen Mosley.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I knew that.
She took all the belts and all that.
Diego, if anyone asks questions or whatever, it's okay if you read them.
So we got Shane on HBO. We got Triple G on HBO. We got Chocolatito on HBO.
Yeah, that's a feather in your cap
We
right there.
got Cecilia Brecus on HBO.
Oh, that's even bigger feather actually.
That was a hard one.
Yeah.
First female fighter
Yeah.
on HBO in 45 years. So we made a lot of HBO great debuts. Kevin Kelly
Yeah.
made an HBO debut against
The Prince.
Goyo Vargas.
Wait, so
Goyo
his
Vargas.
title fight was his debut
That
on
was
the
the
network?
first fight on HBO. Yeah, he was fighting on. He was fighting all those MSG fights.
Sure, I used to watch
MSG
it.
Network and yeah. So
I
that
was a big fan of Kevin's.
That was Kevin.
Wasn't
an
Kevin
exciting
like
fighter.
47 and 0 at one time?
Yeah.
43. He was more than 40 and 0.
I think he was right at 40 and 0.
Yeah.
And And the great thing about Kevin Kelly being on HBO, they would always pair him up with the heavyweights.
Yeah.
It was Michael Moore, Lennox Lewis.
Sometimes the heavyweights weren't that entertaining.
But the best thing, well, sometimes.
Yeah.
The best thing was the featherweight fights. Kevin was always in an exciting fight,
Super
and the
exciting.
fans loved his fight. And then the heavyweights were in not so exciting fights. So
right.
that's what made it easy to get
They
him.
paired him up with
him back
Michael
up.
Moore
Michael Moore,
and
yeah.
with Lennox Lewis.
Yep. So and Kevin was on HBO, and then he was headlining with Prince Nassim Hamed at the Garden, at the big
Talk
arena.
about
What year
a
was that?
splash of an HBO debut.
Kevin Kelly and Nassim Hamed. I think that was '96, I believe.
Yeah,
Something
like late,
that.
like December
Maybe '98,
96.
somewhere in that.
No, I think it was like 96.
'96 could be, yeah. Because I know he won the title in '92 with Boyle Hart.
Okay, I have a question for you here.
Time ago, man.
In honor of McCain, what was the impetus of the Ali?
The Ali Act.
Was it the
impetus-
How that-
FBI investigating the IBF? No?
It was of promoters requiring a lot of options for mandatory
It was
challenges.
about a
wasn't it?
fight that was a bad decision.
Bad decision.
And a senator got involved, and then McCain saw what was happening, and he was a fight fan, and that's how that. So
John McCain
what
was,
that
was a
fight?
big fight fan.
Was it the Lennox Lewis Evander Holyfield? Was it
The guy who lost the disputed split decision never fought again, and the guy who won it went straight up.
was this James Toney versus James Tiberi?
Dave Tiberi.
Dave Tiberi.
Right. So
John
that was
McCain.
that was the impetus.
That was the impetus of it. It was a
That
James
was
Toney
that
fight,
fight
you know.
happened like 91
Yeah, that happened '92.
or 92.
Where was
I
it?
was still in college.
Where was that fight?
I don't know.
92.
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
Yeah, so that was a bad decision. So that's
That was on
actually,
network television.
That's how that act got.
That's how they started
was the
on
start
it.
of
Yeah,
it?
because it didn't get passed till
Yeah.
several years later.
John McCain came to one of our fights. He sat next to us in the front row with Vitaly Klitschko fighting. Who was it? Was at Mandalay Bay.
Early in.
Fought, it was in. Let's see. First fight at Mandalay Bay was 1999 with Obakar and Oscar.
Yeah.
That we were involved in. So and then so that was after.
Was it when Klitschko first fought? When
2004,
Klitschko fought
2005.
James Schufert? No,
That was
Charles Schufert.
Vladimir. Vladimir fought Schufert.
That was at
that
Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
And that was Vladimir's debut, at least in Vegas.
Yeah.
Not in America, because I know he fought in
He was on
Madison
a
Square Garden.
he was on an undercard in
Yeah.
Vegas
okay.
before that.
Before that one, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
but
wrong
he
about
fought a
that.
couple times in Vegas. Yeah.
But that fight was televised by HBO.
That fight was HBO, yeah. And the Brewster fight actually was HBO, and then Vitaly fought up there. Now I'm forgetting who Vitaly fought up there. He was supposed to fight Rockman up there, but anyway, yeah. John McCain was at the fight. We did one of the Klitschko fights up in,
Did you
in Las
talk to
Vegas.
him?
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah.
Nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big boxing fan.
And he was Vitaly. Actually, you know what? Vitaly was invited to the service, the memorial service in Washington D.C. because
makes sense.
McCain was a big supporter of Ukraine.
I see.
You know, with their struggles.
Yeah.
So he was a big supporter
Wow.
of Ukraine.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Trump invited?
I don't think so.
He
no.
was disinvited.
But Trump came to a couple of our fights at Madison Square Garden when Triple G fought. He fought David Lemieux.
Yeah.
He was there, and he was there for the Daniel Gill fight.
Yeah.
Okay, for
That
both
was
those-
Triple
both those
G's
fights.
first time in the big room.
So we've had two presidential candidates and one president at our shows.
Trump rented a car from me.
Yeah, out here in LA.
Long time ago, yeah. So
What else do we have?
I got a lot of questions. They're really tough because come on, you like the tough ones?
Tell everybody off camera sometimes.
Yeah, no. Off
Dave
camera.
saves the best for off camera.
No, I saved.
I'm not 100%, but
No, you're
I'm
close.
like 85, 90%.
I
with
saved
it.
the toughest because I don't want to embarrass you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
But then you get them all right.
I know.
Did we talk about the open workout when Triple G was there, Canelo was there at that Bank of California Stadium?
No, we didn't. That was just last.
Never-
that was
yeah,
last Sunday.
That was last Sunday.
Tom came and spoke with Mario and I.
Yeah, I was on the show with you and Mario
Yeah.
when the audio was working.
I think it was working.
It was working at that time. And,
I hope it was.
But, a lot of people were surprised. Mike will tell you, there were about 70% Triple G fans there.
Yeah. Triple G
A
fans
lot of
turned
Mexican
up.
Triple G fans there. A lot of shirts, Mexican for Golovkin.
And Triple G was real cool because he hung around afterwards and made
He
sure to
appreciates
sign
his fans.
everything.
He signed for a half an hour.
Jeez, yeah.
We actually posted a photo of Triple G signing.
Yeah. Did Canelo wait too?
I wasn't there when Canelo was
He
there, but
kind
I
of had
heard.
to. He couldn't leave quickly
Yeah.
because Triple G set the precedent. Like, no, dude, you got to sign some stuff. So
Did he sign? Did you see
He
him
did. He
sign?
did. Yeah, he did.
I thought Canelo looked pretty good, actually.
I like
He
that he's kind of trimmed down.
didn't take his shirt
No.
off.
But I like that he's not bulked up. I like that he's kind of more
Both
fluid.
these guys,
Yeah.
both these guys are in great shape. They
Yeah.
both did their 30-day weigh-in. Canelo was, I think, 167.4. Triple G 168.3. So they're
Yeah.
both in great shape.
Right. And that's a normal weight for Golovkin. That's a lightweight for Canelo at this stage, at that stage. I like that Gennady was in a good mood.
He was
You can
relaxed.
see that's important. Be relaxed. Be
He just wants to get Canelo back in the ring.
get
He's
to
got
the
a
groove,
lot
get
of
to the vibe, yeah.
animosity built up with
Yeah.
that cancellation.
Right, but he
making
can't let
it
the
fight.
animosity overtake
No,
him.
he's
You
gotta
gotta
be in a positive way.
Right.
He's relaxed.
Gotta be
He's just
positive.
looking forward to getting the rematch.
You gotta be like Nico Macias.
Yeah.
Nico has a
Nonstop.
big grin on his face. 3 minutes of the round. He's punching 3 minutes of every round.
With a smile on
And
his
he's got a
face.
big smile on his face, even when he gets hit. He's all good. And then at the end of the round, he's like, "Hey, good going," you know. Like after every round, he's like, he's in a good mood.
He's Mike's no hero.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I like
But
that.
now I don't expect Triple G to be like that, but like just take a little bit of that. You know what I mean? And just feel good, because when you feel good, you're more relaxed, and then you know you let the punches flow better. I think.
Gennady's feeling really good, and the fact of the matter is I would have advised that he didn't go down and sign all those autographs, but you know what?
Mike was nervous. All the
Yeah.
fans were
Oh,
around
yeah.
him. They were throwing shoes. They were throwing hats.
Well, yeah,
They
yeah.
were
You know,
throwing
yeah.
shirts
There
to
were people
sign.
taking their
And
shoes
he was,
off, and he was signing
yeah, he
their
was signing
dirty
them.
old shoes.
Yeah, right.
just
You don't
not
get
the
sick.
difference.
But
Right,
he
yeah.
but he really loves the interaction. He loves the interaction.
He
with
insisted.
the fans.
that's
And it's
good.
going to be open to the fans, open to the public. Will be the weigh-in. Will be first the grand arrival will be on Tuesday of fight week with Canelo Triple G at the MGM, and then the weigh-in is going to be open to the public as well. That's going to be actually at the T-Mobile,
Right.
T-Mobile Arena.
It'll be inside the arena? Oh, okay,
Inside
that's
the
cool.
T-Mobile Arena. So actually,
Yeah.
where the fight's going to be, so the fans can come out on Friday, and on Friday at T-Mobile,
Yeah.
and Tuesday at the MGM.
That's going to be a big
But
production.
both these guys, Canelo doesn't like Triple G anymore, and Triple G is pissed off with Canelo. So it's going to be. I think there's going to be fireworks. What do you think, Dave?
I like it. It's all good.
It's going to be a lot of action.
You
September
couldn't plan
15th.
this. You couldn't stage it like this.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all good. But I think Triple G is real calm. He's a real smart guy. I mean, he's so stable that I think he's going to use all this anger, quote unquote, in a positive way. So
I would say it was really more frustration and disappointment with the whole how everything.
Yeah, but it all
started
turned out
and,
great. I mean, look how.
Played out.
And if you're into money,
Yeah.
there's a lot more money involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all good.
He definitely negotiated a completely different deal than we had for the main fight.
That's
But it wasn't his fault. A lot of people were upset that Secret of My Fight got canceled. It wasn't, it had nothing to do with Triple G. What was the news? So Canelo they were gonna produce their own gloves.
right.
Just to clarify,
The
things,
Reynoso brand.
it was I think no boxing, no life.
Yeah.
First, the commission approved them, and then we got a letter from Bob Bennett saying that they're not approved for this fight. So the commissioner, there were no protests. People thought Abel didn't allow the gloves, but he didn't even get a chance to see the gloves. It was the commission made the decision that they weren't going to allow the gloves for this
That
fight.
was a smart decision.
Yeah.
It was,
I mean, that-
It minimizes the controversy. They gotta,
They gotta-
the Nevada Athletic Commission has to try to do what they can to keep controversy from marring the fight, the event.
There's a lot of controversy over the judging for the first fight, so I think we want to try to minimize that for the second fight. But there's just so many weird dynamics here. I mean, have you ever heard of in a huge fight like this,
Right.
a trainer producing the glove, and
Right.
then the very first time it's going to be used is
Yeah.
going to be in the
fight
fight.
of
So,
this magnitude. Yeah.
So I think the commission wanted to eliminate that, but it's just always something. Always
Well, this was the
something.
wrong fight to do. another fight, sure.
Does Bob Bennett have a legal background?
Bob Bennett's background was in the FBI.
Law enforcement, right?
Yeah, law enforcement, yes. Yeah.
Well, I don't know him, but
Dave's like, bring back the lawyer.
no.
Who was that guy?
He looks good now.
Yeah, right? Who was that
guy?
guy?
Oh my God.
Keith
Who's
Kaiser?
that? Keith Kaiser?
Keith Kaiser.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nobody comes close to Mark Ratner.
no, but you can't.
Mark Ratner was the gold
No,
standard.
you can't follow Mark
in my
Ratner.
era. You can't.
Or you're
We
dead.
recently
Like
saw
following Muhammad Ali if you're a heavyweight champ.
saw Mark Ratner at the UFC offices in their state-of-the-art training facility up there in Las Vegas.
They were so smart to hire him.
He's a great ambassador for that
Yes.
for that brand, for that
Yeah.
company. Yeah, and I think he had a big involvement for getting it approved in the
Other states, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, he has a lot of credibility.
Yeah. And he knows,
Smart guy.
he knows who's who.
You know, he's got a different rhythm going
They
now.
were
So what do we have for the fights coming up? So we got Superfly coming up. We got Danny Garcia and Sean Porter.
Yep, that's in Brooklyn. That's a
JP
good
says,
welterweight
I asked
matchup.
him what's his pick going to be. He says he's actually going with the underdog. He's going with Sean Porter in that fight with Garcia.
I didn't know Porter was the underdog because most fight fans are picking.
No, Danny Garcia.
Sean.
Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia's the favorite.
Is he?
Right, yeah.
He's the odds favorite.
He's the odds favorite, yeah.
I know he's kind of like the house favorite, like
Maybe the
within
house
the
favorite,
Heyman
well.
organization. I know that, but I didn't think that he was. I thought it was even money. That's how I see it, really. I think they both bring attributes to the ring that's going to be difficult. Porter has that physical strength and that awkward, rugged sort of style where he roughs you up and he can throw boxers off their game. But Danny Garcia is got quick hands and he's very accurate
And he's
with
smart.
his punches, and he's also physically strong.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that Garcia would prefer somebody coming right at him than to move around because he really has trouble with lateral movement. And Porter's really at his best. He's fighting within his identity when he's crashing into you. So it just, to me, it's like, well, can Garcia time him? Can he figure out, because Porter's awkward with it. He's coming in and he's moving here and he's very athletic. He's not like a huge puncher, but he's got heavy hands and he throws them kind of almost like at unorthodox angles and at odd times. So I think it's difficult for a traditional boxer to pick up his timing, to anticipate what's going to happen.
Porter,
Yeah, but I think if Garcia can do that and can land on the point of the chin, and Garcia's got a hell of a left
Garcia's
hook.
a sharp puncher.
I think Garcia can actually hurt Porter. I definitely think he can put him down because sometimes Porter's is off balance
Broner
the way he
put him down.
attacks.
That's a good matchup.
Broner did in the last round, and it was
Good
a hook.
matchup, and that's what we need is a good matchup, and that's on which network is that? That's on
That's on Showtime.
that's on Showtime,
Yep.
and Superfly 3 is on HBO.
So the old guard is still in it.
The triple header
Premium
starts
cable.
at 7 p.m. on HBO. I'm not
Yeah.
sure when the.
Yeah, I hope they don't overlap.
Hopefully the main events don't overlap, but we'll see how that.
Yeah. Well, I'm
works
gonna
out.
be at the forum.
The good
so
thing now
I
is you
gotta
got
be
the
on
streaming app. So if you're watching HBO, you can stream Showtime
That's
or
true.
or vice versa. Or if you're at the forum, if you're watching Superfly 3 live, which a
Yeah.
lot of people, then they can stream the Showtime fight.
Just
So
get that on.
Or
You're
they
right
can go
about
home
that.
and watch it later.
Yeah.
or they can watch, or they
I
can
kind
DVR
of prefer
it.
to
Yeah.
do that.
You know, so I'm really rooting for Porter big time.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, the Porter.
But
Well,
I
Sean
think-
and his dad are
he's
great.
But I think
Very,
Garcia
classic guy,
should be a 2-1 favorite.
That much
See,
of a
Dave's
favorite.
Yeah.
picking. Dave's picking.
No, I-
Why is that? What has
Dave's
Garcia
picking-
shown you
Here's what I
Garcia.
see.
in recent fights to make you think that
Porter's
he's got
really
that?
good. You know, that mayhem is, he's controlled.
Yeah. Organized confusion.
And you know, his endurance is incredible. And he's smart, and his dad's smart, and they're
Yeah.
calm. And, you know, the thing is that Porter, away from the ring, is totally opposite. I mean, he's so smooth,
Yeah.
he's so smart,
Yeah.
and then he gets in the ring, he's like a wild man.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
But I think Garcia's going to win the fight.
You just like
And I don't want
Garcia's
him to.
class?
I think
I
Garcia's
actually,
too
I actually
good.
like Danny. I know everyone.
Garcia's class in the ring, Porter's class out of the ring.
Yeah, but I just think I think Porter's one-dimensional.
Right.
And it does the same thing over and over. I think Garcia's real smart.
Maybe
And
Garcia takes a page from Kell Brooks'
I think his
game
gonna-
plan because Brook would jab him and then and hold him.
Kell Brook had a big
And then
win.
shove him off and repeat.
Big win
and
over
yeah.
over Porter.
It wasn't an easy fight, though, but he did kind of contain Porter, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I don't know if Garcia can do what Kell Brook did. Garcia's got those short little arms. He's got like a bull chest, little bulldog, you know. He's got those little short arms. I know he can jab, but really his thing is like those counter punches, the hooks and crosses on the inside when somebody's coming at him.
Were you
He's real good at
surprised
that.
when Brook beat Porter?
No, not at all. I thought that was another even fight, but I was very high on Kell Brook. Very high on
Kell Brook can fight.
Yeah, he's a tremendous
former
athlete
Triple G.
and just like this natural talent.
He's finally at his right division at 154
Yes,
pounds.
that's
I think he
true.
was killing himself to make 147.
Yeah, I think so.
And 160 was just a little bit too big for him. But he's one of the few guys that actually challenged himself and got in the ring.
He did.
With Triple G after.
And he didn't just talk the talk.
After
He
Billy
tried
Joe
to walk
Saunders,
the walk. He tried to light into
For
it.
the fans watching, put it in perspective. Billy Joe Saunders turned down the fight.
Yep.
And we said we'd come to Triple G would come to the UK
Yep.
to fight him. Chris Eubank Jr. turned down the fight when we said we'd come
Last
to,
hour, too. 11th hour.
come to the O2 to fight him. And then
The dad took the pin.
Yeah.
No, son.
Eddie
No.
Hearn was talking to them for like 4 or 5 weeks and couldn't get the deal done. So then, in literally 4 or 5 hours, we got the deal done with Kell Brook. So you got to give him a lot of credit. I'm wearing the Jordan hat today. The Jordan merchandise, the new Triple G Jordan merchandise is coming out. It's going to be on Nike.com. I think it's actually going to come out either tomorrow on Labor Day or Tuesday. So look for the new Triple G
But
stuff.
Tom, who's Ring Magazine's #1 pound-for-pound fighter? I just
Mike.
want folks at home to take a drink if they're in an area where it's at night.
We're gonna have that Ring Magazine belt. It's got to be Triple G.
Yeah.
Pound for pound.
And when is Jordan
Shipping.
Brand going to have like a pound-for-pound
Shirt?
T-shirt or hat? Yeah.
I think that's more
Triple
roots
G
of,
with the-
that might be more Roots of Fight.
Okay. Roots
line.
of Fight. They do a good job.
They do a great job.
Yeah.
They just sent a bunch of stuff to the office, so
You could do a lot.
we definitely appreciate.
Especially if
Jesse Katz from Roots of Fight. Shout out.
What's up,
I
Jesse?
remember I had that Ali shirt on
Yeah.
last week.
I like all their shirts.
Have you
They
talked
make,
to
they
Samir?
make a great product.
Or, text? How's Samir
Oh,
doing?
Samir's he's good. Yeah, he made the cameo appearance in the in that video for
I
the
know.
for the
the Friends theme
Friends
song. Have you
video,
seen
yeah.
that?
That was funny. Yeah.
And
Samir,
Doug's
the
daughter,
interpreter.
Doug's daughter was bragging how she knew Samir.
Yeah.
From our
She didn't
dinner,
know
right?
who
Yeah.
knew her.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
You
I was
didn't
just
get
at
a
the end of the table somewhere. Yeah, that's funny. So shout out to Samir. We miss you. Have a good time out there in Kazakhstan. Look forward to you coming back to Santa Monica soon. I guess we're gonna wrap up. We're pretty much.
So
pretty
how
much
are you going
covered
to
all
drive
all the
on?
topics.
How are you going to drive on Labor Day?
You mean going to Azteca Boxing Club today?
Are you going to have your drinks before you take off?
We're not going to be drinking. We're not going to be texting. We're going to be focused on. Actually, I'm not going to be driving, but the driver definitely.
That's the way to
will
do
be-
it. Have somebody else drive.
We'll be focused and drive like you won the lottery, right? Let the people in front of you. They'll wave at you. You'll make their day. There'll be less accidents.
You just
right?
relax, be happy. You know, it's great when you wave someone in front of you. They're looking at you like
they can't believe it, especially in LA. They're like, "What?"
Like you're setting them up for something.
Right. All right. So we'll see everyone. Any last things from the Ring? Great cover on Ring Magazine, by the way. The one with the Triple G and.
Oh yeah, that's a
Canelo.
Richard Sloan.
Richard Sloan
That's a
artwork, yeah.
Richard Sloan original.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be in Vegas on Fight Week, we'll have posters. Of
Richard
that
Sloan
that you can
always
buy.
does great.
I'm sure he's
great
going to
art.
have some, like maybe at the Mandalay Bay, as a matter of fact, he might have like a little.
He's
What do you
done-
call it? Like an exhibit.
Yeah.
Right. And you can come up and you can sign it and that kind of stuff.
You know what?
Yeah.
He's done every Triple G fight since the Proxy fight, since the HBO debut.
Really going
He's
back
done,
all the way to the U.S. debut.
All the fights over here in the
I had no
States.
idea.
He's done every one for each fight, so it's great.
Wow. So shout out to Richard
Sloan
Sloan
from Las Vegas. Yep.
He does a great job.
Watch
Yeah.
out for his.
And do we
for
miss
his art,
JP
yeah.
here today?
We
Hey,
did.
JP,
Yeah.
you let me down. I
Mike
predicted
goes,
you'd
come
be
on.
here.
Coach
You
was
didn't show
disappointed
up.
today.
He was so active on Twitter last night. I thought for sure he was going to be here to sound off.
That
I
one
thought
tweet you did.
We're going to hear about the Chunu fight, and he was going to read Ryan Garcia, the Riot Act. But no.
And he can always talk about the odds for. I don't even know what the odds for the super fights are. They're
I
very
imagine
evenly
they're all
matched.
pretty close.
I
Yeah.
think Ioka and Arroyo was a 50-50 fight. Nietes and Pollock.
That's the one I can't read. Yeah.
Nietes was hitting very hard. We just had it at Freddie's wild card gym. We just had the 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 media training there, and Mike was there. Donnie was hitting very hard. Polite is so much taller.
He's a giant.
That's a great matchup.
Yeah, given the fact that Nietes, like I said, he's a pound for pound level fighter.
Yeah.
But like Chocolatito, he's stepping up to his 4th weight class. At some point, you hit a wall where you're in there with younger guys who are so much bigger that it becomes more of an even playing field. Polite, he looks like he could carry bantamweight.
He's fighting for a world title on HBO.
Obviously, he's going to be super motivated.
Huge motivation.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And then, of course, what happens after these fights? You know, how they mix and match after that. That's a lot of fun.
So I guess we'll sign off from the Santa Monica track. A little overcast today. We'll see you at the Azteca Boxing Club today. We'll see you at Superfly 3 at the Forum next Saturday. And then the Saturday after that, we'll see you at the T-Mobile up in Las Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Triple G.
Peace.